Yo, what's up guys? Mike here. Today I'm going to teach you how to do a sick heli loop. This maneuver is why I got into coaching in the first place. When I was asking people how do you do a heli loop, I kept getting vague and abstract answers. So here I am giving you my focal points for making sure that you can come down safely and land like it's no problem. Meow. So this is my hometown, Cape Town. This is where I learned to jump. And just like everybody else who's learned to jump, we learned to go really high before we learned how to come down safely. So I'm dedicating this video to you guys who are from Cape Town. And I hope this video helps you guys take it to the next level. If you're landing most of your 6 to 8 meter jumps, but you're struggling to land your 10 meter plus jumps, you would benefit from learning to heli loop. Heli loops only become beneficial once you're jumping 8 meters plus, because this is the height where your kite typically starts going up window view. If you aren't landing most of your medium jumps yet, then I recommend you watch this video from Kitesurf College rather than introduce a potentially dangerous loop into your landing. Before you attempt heli loops, you should make sure you can do a really smooth transition down loop like the one in this video. Now let's get started. The direction in which your loop pulls you is determined by the axis about which it orbits. When you're doing a powered kite loop, we want that axis to be in front of us, like this. But when you're doing a heli loop, we want that axis to be directly above you. Picture a line pointing straight up out of your head. You want the kite to orbit about that axis. Go cook yourself some eggs while you wait for me to land. This is what happens when you don't swing under the kite completely and that axis is in front of you rather than above you. Meow. There are two ways to do a heli loop, with the front hand or with the backhand. The backhand method is much harder because you gain more speed in flight. So we'll start with the front hand method. So how do we do the heli loop correctly? The three key points are getting the kite to stay still, in other words, parking the kite, swinging under the kite, and steering it around. Meow. So you're doing a big jump. After you've reached the top of your jump, steer the kite back in the direction from which you came. This will ensure that the loop gives you more upward lift, whereas looping the kite from directly above you is going to give you more sideways lift. On the way down from your jump, you want the kite to stay parked where it is. You swing under the kite and it ends up upwind. This can happen naturally, but you can aid the process by slightly sheeting out the bar on the way down. When you sheet the bar in, you're pulling the kite down into the window. When you sheet the bar out, you're taking tension off the back lines, allowing the kite to fly towards the edge of the window. Keep the bar out slightly and wait until you've swung under the kite. Once you've swung under the kite, sheet the bar in again. Then you steer it around slowly with the front hand. Fuck yeah! You want to steer it slowly in order to get sustained, predictable lift. If you loop it too fast, you will make a tight loop without much pull and get dropped quickly. Also, the yank will kick in all of a sudden and you won't be able to orientate your body to the pull. Land riding downwind, being careful to lean back slightly and only to get back on edge once your speed is under control. Aim to pull your loops 2 to 3 meters above the water. Too soon and you'll still have some distance to fall after the loop. Too late and you've already crashed. It's best to practice heli loops on a bigger kite and on a lighter day, something like a 10 or 12 meter. Your goal is to jump high and get familiar with getting the kite upwind. Start by landing without a heli loop. Have someone film or watch you to see if the kite is going upwind. To sum it up, park the kite over your back shoulder, wait until you swung under the kite, loop it around slowly and ride out downwind. Some common mistakes you do well to avoid are fishpoling or looping it too fast, not riding downwind when you land, and pulling too early before you've swung under the kite. The first step of a backhand heli loop is to just fucking send it. I'm going to apply the same approach as you did with the front hand heli loop with one key addition. You start out by sending the kite forward. Before we continue, please take a second to subscribe and let me know what you want to learn next in the comments. You then proceed to park, swing under, and steer it around, only this time with the backhand. As you're reaching the top of your jump, steer the kite forward. You might get an additional lift, but you'll certainly get pulled forward as the kite goes down in front of you into the window. Be sure to leave the kite over on the side of your front hand, release the bar slightly so the kite remains still and you swing under it, sheet in again and steer it around with the backhand. Be sure to apply all the same principles you learned with the front hand method, being sure to steer it slowly and land riding downwind. Again, it's best to start small on a lighter day with a jump like this. If you're doing a board off, you obviously need to heli loop with your hand that's still on the bar. So if I'm doing a board off with the right hand, I need to leave the kite over my right shoulder so I can loop it around above me with the left hand. If you'd like to cover more distance, such as to clear an obstacle or just because it's fucking sick, then you want to send the kite forward and do a heli loop with the backhand. If you watch the pros doing kite loops, you'll notice that after the kite loop, they put the kite over to the side rather than putting it straight over their heads. Before you attempt kite loops with rotations, it's really important you know how to heli loop in both directions, because sometimes you'll come out of a rotation and your kite's on the other side to what you were expecting. But on supermassive jumps where you're going 20 meters plus or in very gusty conditions, it can help to do multiple heli loops to get you down slowly and safely. The trick with these is not to just keep holding bar in, but rather to park the kite again and repeat the swinging and steering for each heli loop. If by the end of this video you're still feeling like you don't know how to do a heli loop, be sure to come to me for some coaching. I can help you get them waxed. After I leave Cape Town this season, I'm going to be heading to Tarifa, Dakhla, Masira Island and Brazil to give you guys worldwide kite clinics. So if you want to join one of my clinics, head over to my website, gethighwithmike.com, and you can sign up over there. Meow. Thanks to my brother Mihao for the countless hours he spent helping me film and animate this video. Ladies, he's a fucking legend and he's single to mingle, so slide into his DMs. Meow. Be sure to subscribe if you want to catch future how-to videos. And if you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. And writer of the episode goes to Ryan de Witte for his crazy innovation with the sick blind to boogie loop to blind landing. Thank you so much for watching. Meow.